Welcome to episode 28 of Music is None of Our Business. Jake is back from his travels around India with all limbs intact, no reports of tiger attacks or quicksand. This week we have decided that we are going to do 5 songs each with places in the title, because why not?
Why not? Easy.
And we were just saying how, there are very, very few bands who don't have a song with a place in the title somewhere in their back catalogue. And it was so easy. I mean, I've kind of picked pretty much, I think I had about 10 off the top of my head. So I stuck with them. I didn't try and go any further. Did you kind of do the same? Or?
No, I got beyond 10 and then I realised that I was doing it more for my own personal enjoyment than anything else, because I knew I couldn't use it.
So do you want to start, or shall I? Or...
Yeah, can do.
Yeah, go on. Off you go.
My first one then is a track called The Voice of America / The Damage is Done by Cabaret Voltaire.
Right, yeah, that did ring a bell. I was going to suggest Cabaret Voltaire. Yeah,
it's fantastic. They were one of my favourite bands at the end of the 70s, beginning of the 80s. Whilst I was very happily falling into the raucous riotousness of punk, I was also on a parallel track listening to all manners of experimental and harsh electronics, and an early Cabaret Voltaire really ticked all the boxes. Loved them. This track is from their 1980 album The Voice of America, and it's their second proper album after the 1979 Pièce de la Résistance mix-up. Their first proper album, absolutely splendid, love it to bits. But Voice of America is a brilliant album too. And at that time, Cabaret Voltaire were all about lo-fi, grainy, noisy music, lots of samples and cut-ups, very much evocative of industrial decay, very atmospheric. And they were essentially Stephen Mallender on bass electronics, drums, percussion, vocals, Richard H. Kirk on guitar and wind instruments, and Chris Watson on electronics and tape. For this album, they also had some additional drums by a chap called Hayden Boys Weston, who I know nothing whatsoever about. This track, it's a brilliant track. The opening sample is of a US police chief briefing his men in advance of their policing a Beatles concert in 1966. So you got this grainy American voice. Going, we will not allow any dancing or running up and down the aisles. We will give you earplugs so as to keep you from having a headache. And it was all very much around the tension that followed Lennon's "We are more popular than Jesus" remark, because at this Beatles concert, the police were expecting the KKK to turn up. But it's an interesting sounding sample in itself. Not really sure whether the earplugs were to protect officers from the music and the volume or from the chants of the racists, but either way they were going to get earplugs. But this track is fixed around a drum machine, that's the backbone, and Mallender's bass is very sporadic, and it just hangs on to that as crashes and noises break all around. And it's not kind of like jarringly noisy, but it's just got this grainy industrial. It's kind of like watching an old 8mm Super 8 film of your childhood or something. It's grainy and worn, and then the whole sound is harsh, unpolished, and corroded, and that's what made corrosive growth. What am I talking about? Cabaret Voltaire.
Corrosive growth.
Don't know where that came from. Cabaret Voltaire, so very, very good. So, early works of CV, Cabaret Voltaire, fantastic. And they shared a lot of the aesthetic with punk as well. It was very DIY and very confrontational and very abrasive. But they did lose their way quite dramatically from about 1982 to 1983 and onwards. Around about they released the album High and the album The Crackdown, and they were losing it really then, that the graininess was gone, the noise was gone, the corrosion was gone, and they were listening to I think New York dance music and very much more polished sounds, very sequencer driven, and I'd completely lost interest in them by then. But they're touring again now, bizarrely. There's a 50-year tour to celebrate. Richard H. Curtis has died, but Chris Watson is back there. I did consider going to see them, but I don't know if you got a copy of Electronic Sounds through the door today.
No, I didn't.
No, I got a copy today. There's a huge section on Cabaret Voltaire.
Yeah.
And they gave the track list for all the concerts they're doing. They're doing, apart from Nag Nag Nag, which is obviously a classic and has to be done, they're doing nothing from Voice of America, nothing from Mix Up, and it's pretty much all latest stuff. So it kind of made it very clear to me I probably won't go to see them because it's not the kind of music.
Splitters.
They're treasonous to their heritage. But that's my first one.
I think Gazelle Twin are supporting them, isn't she?
She wasn't, because in the interview with Electronic Sounds, Gazelle Twin he bumped into Gazelle Twin in the audience, waiting.
Oh, okay.
So she is supporting in Nottingham in October when they come back.
Okay.
Because they've just done some dates around the UK. Then they're off to Europe and then the Western United States. Then they're coming back to the UK for some more dates. Then that will be the last. And they have got Gazelle Twin on some of those.
Yes, that's what I was. That's what I read. Yeah. I bought a Cabaret Voltaire single years ago from Keith's, and it was called. I'm trying to Jazz the Glass. Oh, yeah. I remember buying that from Keith's and going, "Huh, interesting." So that would have been 70. So 79, 80-ish, something like that.
Around there, that was in their interesting
81, that was released. So, yeah. Oh, cool. Excellent. Okay. Right, well, in that case, my first track is possibly the one you might have selected, and it is California Über Alles.
Oh, interesting.
By Dead Kennedys. You've gone holiday in Cambodia, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked California Über Alles because it was their first single. Yeah, and I can still remember buying it. I bought it at Andy's Records in Peterborough.
Okay,
and this was around the time, I think I've mentioned this before. We were having we used to go to a youth club with a record player, and everyone would try and one up each other, and Jimmy Green had turned up with the first Cockney Rejects single, and we'd all gone, "Wow, that's amazing! Oh, this is brilliant!" You know, and Jim was king of the youth club for a while, and then I went off to Peterborough and came back with California Über Alles and just wiped the floor with everybody because what a fucking single!
What a single!
What a single! I mean, it was. Words fail me. It is such a brilliant song. Released in 1979 on Optional Music in the US, but over here on Fast Records, with the famous sleeve with Jerry Brown giving a Nazi salute in front of a crowd. I think was probably done by Winston Smith. The artwork, I'm not sure. I know he did lots. Subsequent artwork for them, with the swastikas on the wall replaced by smiley faces, and
didn't he design the Dead Kennedys logo?
Quite possibly, yes, I believe he did. It's which possible. you've got tattooed somewhere, haven't you? Is that on your back of your hand? Yes, that's right. Yeah, great logo. That's
distinctive. I love the fact that you can turn it sideways and it's a picnic bench.
Oh yeah, never thought of that. Yeah. So if you ever lose your voice and you go to a pub and you're wondering about the outside seating, you can just show and they'll go, "Yes, mate. Yes,
multi-purpose.
A couple free."
Yeah.
You know, but make sure you don't sit on one side before someone sits on the other side, tips up, and you'll be like, "Okay, yeah, no problem." Yes. Anyway, and weirdly, I'm looking at a description right now: punk rock, surf rock, sort of surf punk, which is quite quite a good description because East Bay Ray, the guitarist, did do a lot of surf type guitar, didn't he? Doing all of the Dead Kennedys.
It is. I think it's incredible because it's so fast and aggressive and politically astute, but it is surf guitar. Have you heard any of East Bay Ray's solo stuff?
I haven't. No,
I
haven't.
I picked up in a cheap box many years ago. I think downstairs at Andy's as well. A single, Trouble in Town. It's a double A side. Trouble in Town and Poison Mind by East Bay Ray.
Okay.
It's fucking brilliant. It's nothing like the Dead Kennedys. It's kind of upbeat, surfy kind of music, and he's got another guy singing on it, and I can't remember the name of the singer, but it's a great song. They're both great songs. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so California Uberales was basically about the governor of California at the time, Jerry Brown. And it covers pretty much everything, doesn't it? There's references to Ingmar Bergman's The Serpent's Egg, Julius Caesar. There's it's a hippie fascist. There's making lamps out of skin. It is referenced the SS style secret police.
Yeah.
And it's great from the very opening tribal drums. Would you say that's tribal drums?
They're on the toms.
And then that bass, and then the bass line. And apparently, it was Jello Biafra, the lead singer of Dead Kennedys, actually wrote it on the bass. Wrote the original song on the bass, which would account for the bass heaviness of that intro. No, I didn't till about half an hour ago when I was reading about it. So yeah, and it was great. I think they re-recorded it for their debut album, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. We recorded, but I never thought that version was as good as a single.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you were about to say, they recorded a jazz version for "In God We Trust," which was awesome as well.
It was. It's the way that ramps up because the original start, as you say, with the pounding toms is a fantastic start. It just blasts off. But the version on "In God We Trust" with different lyrics and so on, the way it goes for that transition from a little jazzy thing, faster and faster and louder until it just goes whack. It's brilliant.
Yeah. It's a great song. And probably one of the first introductions to the UK to American punk bands, really. I mean, not that there weren't punk bands before, but I think the Dead Kennedys certainly took off over here. They even made the top 40 with their single "Too Drunk to Fuck."
Yes,
which was another cracking song. Weirdly, I'm pretty sure I can still remember all the lyrics to that. I can still remember the lyrics to "Too Drunk to Fuck."
Wouldn't doubt it at all.
Song. Great song.
They got a bigger profile as an American hardcore band than did any of their American predecessors, which came up later, like the Ramones and Iggy and MC5 and so on. Yeah, but they were brilliant.
Yeah, well, from the new punk bands, I think they were the first to really make it over the pond. I mean, I remember buying Odd Ones from Keith. I remember buying an old Weirdo single. We Got the Neutron Bomb.
Didn't know that.
Found that in the punk box. A cracking song that is. That's a cracker.
That's a cracker.
But they kind of were after. I mean, who was there? It was Fear, X.
Mm-hmm.
They were the main ones from that time, weren't they? I'm going to miss loads now, and everyone's going to go, "Oh, you missed this, you missed that." But
it doesn't matter.
Well, it does though. But yeah, so I think it's an absolutely fantastic song, absolutely fantastic, and it still holds up today. In fact, also Jello had a stroke last week as well.
Oh, did he?
And he's currently in hospital. Yeah, I don't think it was anything too drastic. He seemed to be quite upbeat about it. I think he posted like got out of bed, fell over. Nothing worked. It was a stroke or something along those lines. Okay. So hopefully he's feeling better. I mean, we're recording this 12th of Feb, so it will come out in a week or so. March, 12th of March. Fuck me. 12th of March, yes. Yeah, edit that bit out so I don't look like a complete dickhead.
Dear.
So that's my first one.
good,
California, Uber Alles.
I was watching
Dickens.
because I've got a DVD of the Dead Kennedys recording all of In God We Trust live.
Yes, I've got that.
You got that? I watched that again a few days ago, and the live shows are just so mental. Okay, great song.
Yes.
And yes, I chose the other one. And here's a toss-up. The reason why I'd chosen it, because I couldn't decide which one, was because the band had described Holiday in Cambodia as the definitive moment of their career. Biafra himself has said it's his favourite Dead Kennedys song, and AllMusic has said that it's possibly the most successful single from an American hardcore band ever.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So it's a great song as well. It's again one of their first singles. It's again on Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, which as an album would definitely be in my all-time top 10, if not top 5. I think it's just one of those albums that has not a dull, quiet, weak moment on it.
No, absolutely. I totally agree. And I was just thinking, as well as Holiday in Cambodia and California Uber Alles, he also had Viva Las Vegas.
Indeed, yes.
On that.
The Elvis cover.
And could you get away with Funland at the beach?
That's not a specific place.
I read it as Funland being a place at the beach.
It's not a real place, though, I don't think, is it?
Well, still a place, whether it's fictional or not. We just had this. We just had this confirmation. You've also then got on Plastic Surgery Disasters, Moon Over
Marin, which is the best song on that album.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. That is one of my favourite Dead Kennedy songs.
Yeah.
And also, Winnebago Warrior. Winnebago's a place, isn't it?
Winnebago's a type of RV. It's a truck.
I know it is, but I'm sure that came from a place. I'm gonna go through all the fucking Dead Kennedys albums now, looking for places.
While you're on Google, I'll continue.
Yeah.
So unlike California Uber Alles, Holidays in Cambodia was very much a strike at yuppies, really. It was about those kind of entitled, privileged, kind of wealthy kids at the time who would postulate on everything. They think they knew everything, and they talk about wars and conflicts and poverty in other parts of the world as if they knew. And this song was really a dig at them, saying, if you think you fucking know, go over to Cambodia and try it. Because, although it had finished at the time of the release of this record, there had been the Pol Pot Khmer Rouge regime, which had upended life for everybody in Cambodia, leading to the deaths of between 1.5 and 2 million people in that country. That conflict finished in 1979 when the Vietnamese invaded.
Right.
Great song. I've been to Cambodia, of course. I've been to Tuel Slong S21, which was the
and you went to Cambodia for a holiday.
I did.
I mean, what the fuck? The fuck?
And I'm
this is just too much.
Entitled yuppie.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Absolutely. And you've probably got a $5,000 stereo behind you as well.
I haven't. No. But I did join the Cambodian police force while I was there. Did I tell you that?
Oh, did you? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it was not at S21. So I was somewhere else in Cambodia, and a Cambodian police officer approached me, and he said, "Do you want to buy my badge?" That was on his shirt. I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "They don't pay us enough." So I sell my badge. I say I've lost it. So I bought his badge, and for me, that was officially becoming a member of the Cambodian police force.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So there you go. Yes.
So did you acquire a partner called Kowalski and ride around roughshod in a souped-up American car or anything like that? Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
When I found the local guide who was kind of walking around with me then, I did say to him, does this happen often? He says, yeah. He said, if you'd have asked him, he would have sold you his gun. So I thought I missed an opportunity there.
So you went toddling back.
He'd gone.
Mister. Can I buy your gun?
Yes. Anyway, so that's my second one.
So you've done 1 and 2, and I've done 1. So now I'm doing 2.
You are indeed.
And we've done your one, right?
Yeah, go on then.
So my second one is a 1976 track by Max Romeo, and it's called War in a Babylon.
Okay.
War in a Babylon. Tribal war in a Babylon.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, you'll know it. It was produced by Lee Perry, and Max Romeo was backed on that particular track by the Upsetters, who are Lee Perry's were Lee Perry's house band or backing band, whatever.
I'm surprised that you sang something and I recognised it.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm down with my Jamaican roots, and that comes across in the authenticity of my reggae stylings.
Very authentic. Moving on.
Yeah, so this was, as I say, released in 1976, and I've got the single on, which was released in Britain on Island Records, and the B-side is the dub version of War in a Babylon called Revelation Dub, which is even better.
No,
and for a 1976 black vinyl 7-inch single, the fucking bass on it is immense. You bung it on and it's fantastic. Yeah, Max Romeo was a pretty famous Jamaican singer, did all manner of different styles out there. Born in 1944, died in 2025. His real name was Maxwell Smith, but he was known obviously as Max Romeo, I would imagine, because he's popular with the ladies. That's how these names come about. His first song, I don't know whether you remember this, well, not his first song, one of his early big hits was Wet Dream.
Sing it.
Which was, I can't, because it's really rude. I don't remember all of the but it was one of these there was a kind of a trend for Jamaican reggae singles to do kind of rude kind of lots of innuendo, and then that was taken up, and I'm pretty sure that Judge Dredd, do you remember Judge Dredd? So Judge Dredd did a version, and it would be things like little Tom Thumb stuck his finger up his bum, that kind of thing,
okay.
But to a reggae beat,
yeah.
and I used to have I had a compilation of lots of the kind of quite rude Jamaican singles from the 1960s, but I found that I never really played it, and I ended up selling it in the end.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so War in a Babylon was from, it got a bit more militant towards the mid 70s, and War in a Babylon was kind of a political and religiously themed Rastafarian type album, and that also had the. Sorry, I was just trying to think. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking. So one of the singles on there was Chase the Devil, and that's another one you'd know. I can't quite remember it off the top of my head to sing. I know it was sampled. I'm pretty sure Chase the Devil was sampled by The Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
For Outer Space, and it was the one. It goes like I'm going to send him to outer space to find another race.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, recognise it.
That's Max Romeo as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and to be honest, not much more I could say about that particular song. It is a cracking song, though. It really is. The whole The War in a Babylon LP is one of the greatest reggae vocal albums ever. Well worth a listen.
Okay. Talking of The Prodigy, did you catch the brouhaha over the bench commemorating Keith Flint?
No, I didn't. No,
it's quite a brouhaha. Yes,
No.
As a church.
I do love a brouhaha.
I have a brouhaha.
So
Yes.
yeah.
I
brouhaha
just
away.
spotted it. There's a church, a local parish where Keith was brought up in Braintree. They've got a commemorative bench has been built outside the church, I think, and it's a commemorative bench to Keith Flint, and it's built and designed with him very much in mind. And what they've done is they've got it with the the two gelled up bits that look like like
I
horns
can
of his
see
hair.
where this is going.
Indeed. So there's been a minor outcry in Braintree about whether it's appropriate to have this demonic-looking
fuck's
figure.
sake.
Yeah, I know. People have got nothing else to argue about, have they?
Well, weirdly, last night, as I say, we're at the 12th of March. Last night, I was watching the news, and there was some fucking dickhead of a politician moaning because they're taking Churchill off of the £5 notes, and he was saying. And he was standing in London. They were interviewing him, and he was saying they're trying to erase our history. They're trying to erase our history by taking Churchill's portrait off of a £5 note.
Yeah,
and in a totally missing the point kind of way, he was doing the interview in front of that fucking great big statue of Churchill in the middle of London. Going, they're going to erase him from our history.
Yes.
You're standing in front of a fucking great big statue of him, you absolute fucking plank.
It wouldn't happen to have been a right-wing politician, would it?
Weirdly, yes.
What a surprise!
And Farage has joined in today.
Oh, God.
They're all out. All the right-wing mouthpiece dickheads are all going, you can't take to, and everyone's going, fuck off. And weirdly, they're replacing it with English wildlife.
Yeah.
And they've had a vote on it to see what was gonna take its place. And 63% of Reform voters voted for wildlife rather than historical figures. So I think they're barking up the wrong fucking tree there. And also, I'd like to say to him, when was the last time you used cash, you fucking twat? Because I never use cash anymore. Everything goes on my card. It's like beep beep. Got my phone. Beep beep beep. Anyway, listeners, that's my rant for this week.
That's lovely. Yes. Okay.
So they can all fuck off. I might do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. Should we keep Winston on the £5 notes, or should you all fuck off? So yeah, I think we know the answer to that one, don't we?
Okay, right. My number 3 then. Now, I've been to Florida a couple of times, but I've never been to this city, and it's never really appealed, despite the fact that it's the second most visited city in the United States after New York. It's the third richest city in the United States and the largest cruise ship port in the world.
Is it Miami?
It is Miami. And the song is Miami, strangely enough.
No way.
Indeed, how about that? By Baxter Jury.
Okay.
Ian's son. And it's from his 2017 album, Prince of Tears, which is a fantastic album. It's his 6th LP, and Miami is the opening track on it. And it's kind of a very low-key funk thing, very, very well produced. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I must admit, I don't know why, but I've never listened to a Baxter Jury record.
Well, it's a treat because this will hit the playlist.
I don't even know why, to be honest. I just always look at it and think, oh no, I won't listen to that today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're in for a treat when you do stumble across it.
I've no doubt. Yeah.
His delivery of lyrics is very dry, it's very sardonic. His lyrics, certainly on this, are somewhat untethered because the song is about some kind of sleazy, arrogant lowlife in Miami. But the lyrics are a little bit obscure. It's got some wild lines in there. So I am the urban goose. I'm like a shipping tycoon full of promise and cum. I'm the turgid, fucked up little goat pissing on your fucking heel and you can't shit me out. I am Morgan Freeman. I'm the night chef, the eye doctor, Mr. Maserati. It doesn't make an awful lot of sense, most of it. But he says it with such conviction, and it's such a good bass line and so well produced. It's fantastic. And it's apparently about a guy, as I say, who's sleazy, arrogant, and is delusional following heartbreak, and he can't see the world properly anymore. I don't know.
Fair
Jason
enough.
Williamson. Jason Williamson actually does appear on this album. Strangely enough, he's on a track called "Almond Milk," and you know you can see the similarity between them. It's also a female vocal on there, which is quite intrinsic for the chorus, and it's female vocal by Madeline Hart, who I don't know a great deal about, and I did have a quick look to see if I could find anything out about her, but it seems that she hasn't got an extensive career or anything of that nature.
All right.
So there it is. I don't have an awful lot to say about it. This, despite the fact I love this album, a bit like you, I love this album. I do play it. It's his 6th album. It's the only one of his that I've got.
Oh, right. What compelled you to buy it then? And
I can't remember. I really can't remember, because I wasn't a massive fan of Ian Dury and the Blockheads. I think they did some great records, but not enough to make me want to go out and buy much.
I'm always torn with Ian Dury and the Blockheads.
Yeah.
You know, I always kind of think that I should like them more than I actually do.
Yeah.
And there's just something. I think there's something. It's that. It's just some of it's a bit too vaudevillian, and I never really liked that kind of thing, and I can't. And a lot of it is me just can't get over certain aspects of it. I mean, his singles, I always enjoyed his singles when we were younger.
Great,
And his lyrics, lyrically, he was amazing. He could come out with some cracking ditties.
And the Blockheads were some of the best musicians.
Oh, totally, yeah,
brilliant musicians.
Because Mickey Gallagher played with the Clash a lot, didn't he? The keyboard player.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. After London Calling and around that time, he was on tour with them because they felt they needed some keyboards, and he went along with his would it have been a Hammond? I don't know what he was playing. And was kind of played quite a lot with them quite a lot around those times. But yeah, I know, and I think that is possibly what's put me off listening to Baxter Dury as well. Is I just kind of think, is it going to be more of the same?
No.
Fair enough.
Not judging on this album. And Miami, as much as I like the track, it's not the best track on the album. I definitely say, well, there'll be one on the playlist. I'll put Miami on the playlist anyway, and maybe another track as well, because Porcelain, the second track, is awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a listen. I'll try and give it a listen at some point. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Okay. So my next one is I was thinking of this. I've been thinking of this band a lot just recently, and I went for a walk with my mate Gary the other day, and we were trundling along, and I kind of turned to him and said, "Who, in your opinion, is the best singles band, British singles band ever?" And he said, and he thought about it, and he looked at me like I was trying to catch him out, and then he said, "Madness." And I went, yes.
Not the Buzzcocks.
The Buzzcocks are a close second.
Oh God!
But
Buzzcocks second to Madness.
Well, wow. In the way I was thinking, of it, I can't remember. I mean, I love the Buzzcocks. Don't get me wrong, but I think that the string of singles that Madness released in the late 70s, early 80s. And probably because there were more of them. I think the Buzzcocks stopped after You Say You Don't Love Me and then went downhill. The Madness kind of carried on producing good singles, and those first ones, and also it's a lot about nostalgia and memory, and a lot of those songs. I mean, the one I've chosen is Night Boat to Cairo. Yeah, but a lot of these, any one of them will take me back to discos when I was a kid, because Madness, I mean, they were just phenomenal, phenomenal. From One Step Beyond, the Prince first, One Step Beyond. I mean, and you think you've got It Must Be Love, Embarrassment, for fuck's sake, Our House, but Embarrassment is one of those. Embarrassment, whenever I hear Embarrassment, just makes me feel proper nostalgic and just warm and fuzzy as well. It's like
you are warm and fuzzy.
I am warm and fuzzy. My head's definitely fuzzy at the moment. But it's like a little comfort blanket of nostalgia. You know, you can absolutely wrap yourself up in embarrassment. It's just such a superb song. A Night Boat to Cairo is just an absolute joy. You know, here comes the boat, only half afloat. You know, and you can do that little bloody, you know, the Madness dance. In fact, we did the Madness dance down the road when we were.
I didn't like Madness, and I still don't much.
I didn't think you would. I didn't think you would for one reason or another. But I did. I mean, because it was that time where, you know, we were all into punk, you know, and then all of a sudden, Gangsters came out, and the next thing by Special AKA at the time, and the next thing, half of our punk mates came in with shaved heads and Crombies, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like, what are you doing? Yeah, we're skinheads now. Why? Specials, you know. And it's like, well, you know, I loved punk, as you know. I love punk. I love ska as well. I thought it was fucking brilliant. I loved everything. I loved the Selector. I loved the Specials. I loved Madness. I like the Beat. You know, all of those bands who came along as part of the two-tone era, I thought were fantastic. But I still remained, you know, punk rocker at heart. But I bought, you know, probably as many two-tone records or ska records around that time as I did. I kind of drew the line at Bad Manners, but then years later, that Bad Manners became one of my girls' favourite songs when they were, you know,
Lip Up Fatty.
Well, Lip Up Fatty, why Lip Up Fatty, Fatty Reggae, and you know, like.
Yeah, we were doing that. You were doing that on one of our previous episodes.
We were, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, I doubt there's anyone listening who doesn't know who Madness are. But I mean, you know, probably one of the first ska bands from that revival in '79, based in London. Lead singer was Chaz Smash, the dancer. You know, and you can, I mean, all you had to do was do jerky movements and, oh, you can dance just like Chaz Smash. And it's like, no, I've just got this disease where where nothing works properly. But yeah, so this particular song was released in, I think it was a single in 1980. It was on the first album, One Step Beyond. Yeah, I mean, they were just an amazing band. I was trying to find my I had a greatest hits LP, and I fucking can't find it. I have no idea where it's gone. I think I might. I know I've had like probably 2 or 3 different copies over the years of the Complete Madness. And then, do you remember the first number one?
Was it My Girl? Or...
It was House of Fun.
House of Fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the first one.
Was My Girl before House of Fun?
Yeah. Hang on, let me see if I can find.
But they didn't reach number 1.
No, it didn't. I think they'd always kind of reached the top 10, and if I remember rightly, I think they always kind of fell. Got to number 2, and they never quite. And they never quite got there. But yeah, the Prince was the first one. That was the actual first one on Two Tone Records.
No, I like that. I mean, it's a cover version, but I like that. Yeah, and I like My Girl, and I don't hate Madness. It's just not something I go out of my way to listen to.
Yeah, well, no, that's fair enough. I mean, they also had one of the great unreleased singles of all time, which was the Bed and Breakfast Man, which was supposed to have been released as There's a Man I Know. At least I used to years ago. Oh, he was the Bed and Breakfast Man. Fucking brilliant. I used to sing that with the kids as well. But yeah, I mean, you've got like One Step Beyond, The Prince, Night Boat to Cairo, My Girl, Embarrassment. My favourite.
That was one of my least favourite Embarrassment.
I loved
really
it.
don't like that.
There's just something so melancholy about it, you know. And you know how much I love my melancholy.
You do.
And then fucking baggy trousers. I've forgotten about baggy trousers. Baggy trousers.
I've been driving in my car.
Shut up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Driving in my car. Bloody hell. I haven't even got that far yet. Yeah. Driving in car. Cardiac arrest.
Yeah. Are you just going to go through the list of all the ones you've got on
I'm just reading them and just wallowing in nostalgia of like, of, you know, dodgy discos back in the late 70s and early 80s. when all they ever used to play. We'd go along to these discos, and it would be be a couple of punk singles. There'd be a load of ska. There'd be Motown and some disco. That was all we ever played. Hence, I don't know about you, but I still love Northern Soul music as well.
I like to listen to it. I've never gone hunting it out, to be honest. But when I hear it on the radio or something, I can quite happily listen to it.
But yeah, so Madness, one of the great English singles bands from that era, alongside Buzzcocks and the Jam.
Yes, the Jam.
The Jam were a great singles band.
Yeah.
I went. In fact, we never really. I always think I need to throw a Jam song in at some point, and I never quite get around to it. I still think Weller's a bit of a twat.
I did think of the Jam for this because A-Bomb on Wardour Street was one that I thought of, but I thought, well,
Eating Rifles,
yeah. In the city, I suppose the Inner City could count.
Well, I suppose you can get away with it. This is the modern world, then.
We'll come back to the Jam another time, no doubt, because as you say, they had some rip-roaring songs.
They did. Rip-roaring songs. But yeah, so that was my number 3. Night Boat to Cairo. Did you hear that? I went squeaky. Night Boat to Cairo.
That was you transported back to your youth.
I think it was. Yeah, I think I time travelled quickly and came back. Yeah. But by the time I got back, I came into my body so quickly that I'd still had an unbroken voice.
Yeah, you were there at the DJ's kiosk asking for a play of Night Boat to Cairo, weren't you?
Excuse me, mister. Night Boat to Cairo. Did you ever have a squeaky voice? I don't remember.
Of course I had a squeaky voice. We all had squeaky voices, I would think. I don't
even remember my voice breaking, to be honest.
No, I don't remember mine breaking, but I suppose it must have done at some point.
I think I probably went, "Night, Mum," and then woke up, went, "Hello, Mum."
scared of shitless.
What fucking who are you? Where'd that beard come from?
You're warm and fuzzy.
Oh God, fucking hell! Joe, I was thinking. I saw a picture of me the other day when I was like about 12 or 13. I was so fucking skinny. I looked like I was constructed of pipe cleaners or something. And they'd forgot to put the plasticine on the top. I was just like this skeletal child. Oh, Mum, can I have some pudding? No,
you can't. You had it. Put Night Boat to Cairo on.
Oh yeah, you're an embarrassment. Oh fucking hell! Do you know I made it all through my teenage years without having zits either.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing to suddenly remember.
I was just thinking. It's just reminding me of like being young all those decades ago, and how I kind of I had it quite easy compared to some, because I was I never really got bad zits. I think my voice broke overnight, so I didn't have to go through it. I think when your voice is going up and down all the time.
I can remember my son Matthew's going for a few weeks like that. It was hilarious. Yeah, we did laugh at him to the point of distraction.
Like, Galileo.
Stop doing Bohemian Rhapsody, boy. Grow up.
Do you think that's what that song's about? That part of the song is just about puberty. Galileo. Your voice will break when you wake up in the morning.
Right.
Yes.
What are we on? My number, it's not 3, is it? Because
your number
piggybacked on your Dead Kennedys one. So this is my number 4 then.
Yeah. God, are we out of sync now? Because I started, didn't I?
Yeah, because you'd done the California
you did.
Rallis.
Yeah, you did.
I got Holidays in Cambodia number 5, so I just piggybacked onto that.
I can't be getting confused at my fucking age. What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay.
Or at our age, I should say.
With our age, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not 61 yet, are you?
No, next month.
No, yeah. So I'm the
you
oldest.
You just passed it. You're the oldest, yep. And God, don't you look it.
What are you talking about, mister?
Right, my number 4. And I've never been to Pittsburgh and I've never been to Lebanon, but the song Pittsburgh to Lebanon is fucking brilliant.
I thought you were going to do Lebanon by the Human League then.
No, could have done.
In the Lebanon.
That's not a good song.
That's not
I
a
don't know
good
that song.
It's not a good song.
The Human League by that time had passed
Yeah.
their peak.
Empire State Human.
That's a good one.
That's a good place
That's
one,
good
yeah.
one. Their first two albums, Travelogue and Reproduction, are superb
Oh, yeah,
albums.
fucking brilliant, yeah.
But, not...
Sorry,
beyond
carry
that.
on.
A bit like Cabaret Voltaire, they had a moment and then they went off and
Yeah.
did... Anyway,
Carry on,
yes.
mister. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to button.
Pittsburgh to Lebanon. By one of my favourite bands, who we haven't mentioned so far, Butthole Surfers. And this is from their 1987 Tour de Force album, Locust Abortion Technician, which again would be arguably a top 10 of all time for me. Fucking brilliant example of truly fucked up lysergic US noise rock. It's the third album.
I really should listen to it. I haven't listened to that since probably the day it came out, and I listened to it when it's all right. I never listened again. I'm pretty sure my friend Terry had a copy, and
Right.
I'm pretty sure he liked the Butthole Surfers, and I went, yeah, that's all right. And then I just never got around to listening to him again for 40 fucking years. So
Great band, and so this is one of their high points. So Butthole Surfers are from Texas, so formed by Gibby Haynes and Paul Leary, and it is, like I said, lysergic, chaotic, noisy, unhinged rock. And their live shows, like their records, were examples of just total chaos, with fire, Haynes setting himself alight, and the drum kits, both of them alight, live sex, strobes, torn up cuddly toys, graphic films. Sadly, by the time I got to see them live, they did a great show, but by that time they'd moved a bit beyond the total madness and chaos that they had been doing. But still great. So other
do you remember? Just as an aside, do you remember when we were kids and we used to get the lighter gas?
Yeah.
And you could spray it on yourself and set yourself on fire and then run around and pretend you're burning to death.
That's probably what Gibby Haynes was doing to great effect. I remember being outside the Checkers. Do you remember the Checkers pub in March?
Yes, I do.
And out at the back there after one particularly intoxicated night, and there was a guy there who was filling his mouth up with lighter fluid and spitting it and setting fire to it, and it all blew back in his face and set his face on fire, and he had to go to hospital. And yes, he was quite badly burned. I don't know who it was. It was just somebody who happened to be there drunk. But anyway.
It's Paul's show that I thought that was really funny, and I laughed. I'm now feeling a bit guilty because he probably burnt all his face off and he's horribly disfigured. Was it you? Oh, fucking hang on, let me write that one down. Best joke of the night. Jake disfigured.
If that's the best joke of the night, God help us. Anyway, so you got Gibby Haynes, you got Paul Leary, and you got other people came and went. They had two drummers. One of the long-serving members, King Coffey, was also a member of Shit and Shine, who still recording today, and equally very, very drugged out, noisy rock nonsense, but great. One of their drummers was a lady who went by the name of Tada the Shit Lady, which is a brilliant name.
I'd take a wild guess that was a pseudonym.
Plume, yes, but she was also known as Cabbage Gomez Jr., which I think was also a made-up name. So it's great, a great album, a great song. Interestingly, Dead Kennedys frontman Jello Biafra was a very enthusiastic early supporter when he got them off the ground with money and an opportunity to support the Dead Kennedys. They at one time had a collective hobby of stalking Michael Stipe of R.E.M. to the point of they...
Didn't they write that song about his big pipe or something?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, what is it? I
can't remember.
It's something like despite the hype, we still want to suck your big pipe.
On your big pipe.
Which is an interesting thing.
Dear.
So it's a raw language track. It lurches about like a drunk, really. The drums drive it along. Leary's fuzzed out guitar riffing is all over the place. And Haynes has got a double tracked, characteristically wild vocal, which is reminiscent of Captain Beefheart in places. And the lyrics, too, are just totally obscure. So I crawled out on my mama. I was as blind as I could be. I bought my first shotgun at the age of 3. Clearly not true, but as with most of their lyrics,
Well, I don't know. It's America. I'm sure there are 3-year-olds who walk around armed.
There might well be, yeah. So Haynes is still about. I think Butthole Surfers have pretty much finished. They haven't released anything for years and years and years. They've done a few odd live shows, but not a lot. Haynes has ended up working with Ministry on occasion, and Jesus Built My Hot Rod with Ministry is an awesome 5 minutes of rock. It's brilliant. He also formed a band called P with Johnny Depp and Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Bill Carter. But I should very much recommend the video Blind Eye Sees All, a full-length feature film with lots of Butthole Surfers live in their heyday, interspersed with interviews where they're all tripping away, talking a load of surreal nonsense. But it's very interesting. So there you go.
Excellent. Yes, and they were on Blast First Records, weren't they?
They were. Some of them were on Blast First Records. Not everything. I think the Locust Abortion Technician was on Touch and Go, and I think a few of them were on Touch and Go. And as I say, Dead Kennedys got them started, or Jello Biafra got started. So I don't know whether they were on Alternative Tentacles, perhaps for some of their releases. But they've got a huge catalogue, loads and loads of records. They were on Snub TV, and they were Yes, on there doing exactly the same. Some live stuff. They did Hurdy Gurdy Man, I think, which is the Donovan cover, which is a bit whacked out. And again, they did an interview, and Haynes was just rambling on about, I can't remember what exactly, but it was fantastically hallucinogenic.
Hurdy Gurdy Man, that was Donovan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I said that.
Did you?
I said it.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, sorry.
Stick with it.
All right, fucking hell. I'm old. I'm there to. Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah,
I'm not Butthole Surfers. I'm Butthole Suffers. I am.
Butthole Suffers.
I'm at that age.
Oh dear.
Talking of Blast First, my next.
There's lots of linking going on in this one, isn't there?
Yes, yeah, because we're professionals. We're professionals, and we can link things. So my next one is on Blast First in Britain, and I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been on Homestead in the US. Is Death Valley 69 by Sonic Youth. With guest vocals from Lydia Lunch. And I'm a big Sonic Youth fan. Or was a big Sonic Youth fan. Obviously, they are no longer. And this song was one of the first Sonic Youth songs I ever heard, I think. And it was a cracking song. A lot more punky than, as I subsequently found out, than a lot of their stuff. I remember buying this and then buying Bad Moon Rising and thinking, ooh, that's different. You know, but loving it. I mean, and that kind of was the start of, of our my American guitar noise rock infatuation.
Okay.
Because this was released in 1984. 85. The EP. I think it was, and I think the track was originally on Bad Moon Rising as well, or subsequently on it. I can't remember. But I remember seeing the video as well. I think it's a truncated version of the video because it was quite violent, the video, because Death Valley 69 was all about Charles Manson and his and the family. And they recorded, I'm pretty sure they recorded the video probably in Death Valley.
Nice.
I'm not sure, but that was made by Richard Kern. Was in, and the full version is particularly gory. There's various dismemberment, dismemberments from blood and gore and whatnot.
Okay.
And then this kind of just basic thrash of a song. And as I say, with Lydia Lunch guesting on vocals. And I loved it. It had this bright pink cover with a Sonic Youth, Lydia Lunch, Death Valley, 69, all written, and with a drawing by Savage Pencil.
Oh, right, yeah.
On the front. I just loved it. And after that, I was a massive Sonic Youth fan. I think two of the best gigs I ever went to were Sonic Youth concerts.
Oh,
one
right.
at the Astoria in London. I think that was just before they released Daydream Nation, and then a year later at the Kilburn Ballroom, just after they released Daydream Nation. And that one was particularly memorable because they stopped playing and went off, and all the lights came on. Everyone started walking out, and then all of a sudden the lights went down again. They came on and did an encore of "I Want to Be Your Dog" with all of Sonic Youth, most of Mudhoney, and a couple of guys from Killdozer.
Oh, right.
And all the people who were going out turned around and tried to come back in, and then were bumping into the people who were trying to get out and turned back around as well. And there's a massive fucking fight. And I remember just standing on the edge watching this fight and then watching Sonic Youth on stage, watching a bit of the fight, watching it. It was superb.
Yeah, right.
I went with my friend Terry, and we ate so much Chinese food on before we went, we could barely fucking move. We were so ill. We were so stuffed with Chinese food. We could barely fucking walk. Oh man, that was that was a gig and a half. And Sonic Youth went on to be like the kind of kings and queen of grunge music, really.
They got feted a great deal, and they were always spoken of with reverence in all of the music press, which again I didn't really get. One of the worst concerts I've ever been to was a Sonic Youth concert, and that's the only time I saw them.
I remember you saying, I always thought you'd like them. I always thought you'd like them more than you actually do.
I've given them a good try because a lot of people around me back then liked them, but I just don't get it.
No.
Bits and pieces of it, yeah, but not all of it.
I just thought they were fantastic. And Kim Gordon, the bass player stroke guitarist for the band, her new album's out tomorrow. And her last album was fucking brilliant. Because it was, as well as like guitars and what you'd normally expect, there was almost drum and bass beats and really massive bass, and like it was elements of trap music as well in there. It was fucking superb, and I'm really looking forward to hearing that tomorrow. That should be that should be awesome. Yeah, well, I should be streaming it tomorrow morning and having a good old listen to that. And this was this preceded Bad Moon Rising, and then obviously Daydream Nation. But then when they got massive on Geffen Records, you had all the other ones. I've just completed Dirty. That was the one I'm thinking of, with the rabbit on the front.
Right.
And they were great band. This was one of the number 10 in tracks of the year for 85, as voted by an NME as well. Yeah, so
there you go.
Yes.
So we've had quite a lot of connections in between songs today, but there's been unusually some disagreements on the quality of some of the music.
Yes. I'd forgotten you didn't like Sonic Youth, actually. But then as I started, I remember you saying about you saw them on Brighton Beach.
That's right, yes. And I think, to be fair, was feeling very wasted. I'd slept on the beach and was expecting Psychic TV, not Sonic Youth. So they had some headwinds to start with. But subsequently, I've listened to several of their albums. I have actually got a couple of their albums, but I can't really get into them. And I'm not quite sure what it is that's missing for me that so many other people are getting. But, that just happens sometimes.
Yeah, I loved. I mean, my favourite album was Daydream Nation.
Right.
I think that was by far my favourite. it's just a complete just a complete LP. You know, it really is from start to finish. And they do. I mean, they do like the long drawn out instrumental. Some of it can. I mean, some of the longer rambling stuff could get a bit tedious at times. But when they were short and to the point, you know, they were fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
New York City Ghosts and Flowers and Goo are the two albums I've got. Goo's
Goo is
okay.
a cracker.
Yeah, Goo's okay.
I love Goo.
That's the better way. I'm
Yeah.
still talking about Sonic Youth.
Oh, we're still disagreeing. Oh, that's a great. No, I like that. Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Goo's okay. I can listen to that, but I don't often.
No, I mean Daydream Nation, Evil. That was a cracker. Sister is an absolute banger. I mean, you know, I can listen to. I think the later ones, I kind of fell out of love with them a bit, but yeah, the early stuff, just fantastic.
Okay, so it's my last one then. I think my last one this time round. Annapurna. What do you know about Annapurna?
Annapurna.
Stop looking at Google.
Is she related to Anaconda? No, I've no idea. I feel like I know the name, but I've no idea why.
Annapurna is the 10th highest mountain in the world.
Okay.
In north central Nepal. It's one that is notoriously dangerous for climbing. And in fact, for many decades, it held the highest fatality to summit rates. The mountain and indeed the massif that it is a part of is named after the Hindu god of food. It's for the place that it's on this list. It's also the name of a song, and that song is by a band called Om, O-M.
Oh.
Who are fantastic. This is from their 2005 debut LP, Variations on a Theme. One of their 5 LPs, only did 5 LPs, all of which I am happily to own because they are awesome, totally awesome. They're from San Francisco. And they are a kind of stoner rock trance band formed by bassist Al Cisneros, I think that's how you pronounce it, not sure, and Chris Hakias. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. Basically,
I won't do the bless you joke again. That's twice in one band. It's a bit much. Bit much.
But in essence, they were the rhythm section of a band called Sleep, who were also famous for being semi-famous, notorious for being a stoner rock band. I didn't really like Sleep as much as I like Om. Om is a much more, it's a much heavier sound, a much trancier sound, and it's much more compelling. So yeah, great band. Hakias was later replaced. I think he's left and he's replaced by a Grails drummer, Emil Amos. But on this record, it's Hakias, and it's fantastic. There's only I think 4 or 5 lines of the lyric, and it's just repeated over and over again. It's almost trance chant like. There is no guitar, it's just bass and drums, but the bass is churning in such a stew of distortion, and it's so dense and so powerful that it really doesn't need guitar. In this track, the drums are running a 3/4 pattern, which is not overly complex, but it's really, really nice. And as I say, you just get this same lyric, 4 or 5 lines that go over and over in a chant-like way. So that goes on for about 6 minutes, and then it changes. The song's the same, the lyrics are the same, but it takes on a kind of almost a kind of jazzy swing. And then the second 6 minutes of it, because it's a 12-minute song, it's the same song with the same lyrics, the same riffs, but it kind of gets this swing nature to it, which is again brilliant. So can't tell you an awful lot about the band beyond that they were the rhythm section of Sleep. They've 5 albums, as I say. They're all quite similar, very long tracks, quite often 14, 16 minute long tracks that just pummel home the same riff through bass and drums and mantra-like vocal. But I love it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've got some Sleep records.
Okay.
They did. I've got. So I think I've got an LP that was remixed by Justin Broadrick of Godflesh. On one side, and there were some other remixes on there, and I kind of play it. I don't play it regularly, but when I do play it, I kind of think, oh, this is really good, and then I kind of get a bit bored after, and I don't. Yeah, and it's really weird. Yeah, it's one of those kind of strange bands where I think it was Sleep. Anyway, I might be thinking of someone else actually. Or hold on, did Sleep did Dope Smoker, didn't they?
Yes.
Yes, I am getting them mixed up. I'm sure I'm getting them mixed up with someone else. Oh fuck, I don't know. It's Thursday night. It's quite late, and it's way past my bedtime. An old man, I can't fucking remember anything anymore. So that's my excuse.
Okay.
You know, I didn't always used to be this old. I had a squeaky voice, and I was really young.
I was a pipe cleaner once
with no spots because I've avoided acne.
And a strange trench coat kind of thing that I used to wander around in.
I did used to have a trench coat, didn't I? That was my dad's old overcoat.
Yeah, I remember
I used
that.
to wear.
Yeah.
I used to love that coat. Got really pissed one night and left it in a pub.
Did you?
And and then couldn't remember where we'd been. When I did find him, I went back and they'd fucking gone.
Oh, right.
So it was a nice old coat. That was.
That was
my shoplifting coat.
Yes, it would have been ideal for shoplifting, certainly.
Yeah, because it had these really long pockets and this silky lining, and you could put your hand deep into the pocket and then hold things through the lining. So we used to go into Woolworths, line up 7-inch singles that we wanted. I'm telling you were fucking there. And then stick them inside my coat and hold them through the coat, and then we just walk out.
Yeah.
All right, mister.
Yeah.
Actually, I was a bit younger then. Like, all right, mister. Shoplifting me, no.
Fast forward to what was going into administration. God bless.
Yes. It was all my fault. I feel so guilty. If I hadn't stolen all those fucking 7-inch singles. Oh, dear. Yes.
Anyway, so there you go. Annapurna.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, my last one is an album called either Monticello or Monticello. This is a band called Bastards.
Oh, right.
From back in the 90s, I believe. They were a noise rock band I think they were from Minneapolis or thereabouts. The lead singer was a guy called Joachim Brewer, and Monticello was apparently the primary residence and plantation of Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, really?
But on the album, they've got a song called Monticello, but they pronounce it Monticello. And there is another place in America, in New York, or around the New York area, called Monticello. So whether it's that or irrespective, I don't think it makes any fucking difference.
It's a place. It qualifies.
Yeah, and they sounded like a very fast Killdozer.
Oh, right.
So you remember Killdozer were very, very
sludge rock.
Sludge and had these deep growling voices. And Bastards had that same growling voice, but played a lot faster, crashing guitars. And interestingly, I was looking to, because I know more about the bands Joachim Brewer was in after Bastards than I actually do about Bastards. I was reading on one of the review sites. I think it's called All Music. And I looked under Bastards, and it said genres: noise rock, post-hardcore, pigfuck.
Pigfuck, is that a genre? Is it?
That's apparently so.
Curious.
And I thought pigfuck, and then I thought, yeah,
it works.
I thought that kind of works.
Did you look up who else might be into that genre? Who else might be a pigfuck band?
No, I mean, so. Basically, they were on a label called Treehouse Records in the States, and released on Glitterhouse
Oh, right,
over
really?
here in Europe. So Glitterhouse was like a German label, and they would license records. They licensed lots of early grunge, and Bastards were out around that time, but it was more kind of grunge, but edging towards that noise rock genre that that Amphetamine Reptile Records
Yeah.
would you know,
Champion.
would champion. Thank you. Would champion later. In fact, after Bastards finished, Joachim Brewer went on to form a band called Janitor Joe, and the bass player was Kristen Pfaff, who later went on to join Hold.
Oh, right.
Before unfortunately dying of a drug overdose in 1994, which is really sad. But the whole album is just this kind of. I mean, at one point they incorporate bottle smashing into the music,
Oh, right.
which just sums it up. Really, it's kind of this down, dirty noise rock, growling, almost Big Black subject lyrics. You know, just about filth and depravity and degradation. And it's just a perfect noise rock, and you know, for the genre that's gone on to become noise rock, I think it's a perfect starting point, because you know, both from that time, because it's around the right time for the start of of noise rock, and just a really good LP. And Janitor Joe were fucking excellent as well. I remember buying their early 7-inch singles. We used to go to, around this time, we were going to a record shop in Cambridge called Parrot Records, who could get pretty much everything. They were like my next port of call on from Keith's.
Oh, right.
You know, and they used to get, we used to, you know, get all this noise rock. I remember a band called noise band called the Festering Rignanions, who were very, very similar to that kind of, you know, just really a really dirty, crunchy guitar, you know, almost punk, kind of a punk grunge type of hybrid.
Okay.
And they were great. And the whole album, I've still got it. One of the few albums, again, that's followed me through for years. I mean, when I've had a fit of peak and gone, fucking hell, I don't need vinyl anymore, and sold everything, and then kind of started from scratch. Bastards is one of those ones that always stayed. Bastards and the first Agent Orange records, and you know, and a few others have always been my mainstays of that little clutch of vinyl records that have stayed with me all the time. Yeah,
It sounds like I might like them. I don't know them. I've got to.
I think you probably would. Weirdly, they are on streaming platforms.
Are they?
So worth a listen. And also, I was listening to Janitor Joe, who are equally noisy. But even then, their earlier singles were even noisier.
Okay.
You know, and everything, you know, everything after. I think everything on their Amphetamine Reptile was just fucking awesome.
It was all of a similar ilk. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And was very much, you know, for us fans of Big Black and Sonic Youth and Blast First records in general, and anything noisy. In fact, I keep meaning to buy myself a new. I used to have an Amphetamine Reptile T-shirt.
Okay.
That had a little pocket on the chest with the little AmRep symbol on there, and then a big logo on the back. I had a similar one for Sub Pop as well.
Okay.
I don't quite know why T-shirts with breast pockets became a thing.
Put your mobile phone in.
But they were. Well, they wouldn't have fit. They wouldn't fit these days. You know, they weren't that big, but you could fit a packet of cigarettes in.
That would be it.
So you know, you'd have your ciggies in there, and you just pull out a Marlboro. And I think they were on Touch. I think they released stuff on Touch and Go. I think I've got a feeling that through Bastards and Janitor Joe, and I think there was another band after that. I think they covered all of the main the main labels,
Right.
you know, to release things. They also had some a load of really good singles as well. And there's a singles compilation called "You Didn't Give a Damn About the Exploding Man Because You Killed Him," which is worth getting because that had their first three singles. Who Cares? Backed with Shit for Brains. Loser, backed with Frank, and Neighbour with Motor City Kid, all on Treehouse, and they were great. They were great singles as well.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I had that compilation at one point. I really need to get it again. They used to do. They did lots of compilation LPs that were all called. Oh, what were they called? There was a whole series of them.
It's off to Google land again.
I'm off to Google Land now, yes. And I can't fucking find it. Oh, here we go. Amphetamine Reptile Records. There's some great bands on there. They did Dope Guns and Fucking in the Street. That was one of the singles they did.
Okay.
One of the series they did of various artists. But I'm sure there was some... I'm sure they had a series of compilations because I know I've got a couple that had Helmet on, but I can't be asked to take out my headphones and fuck off into the other room and because I've got one. I know I've definitely got one there. So they had Boss Hog were on, Amphetamine Reptile, Halo Flies, Lubricated Goat, Helios Creed,
Like
Cows.
Helios Creed.
Yeah, I liked Cows. I always liked Cows. Daddy Has a Tail. That was a great LP. That was. Yeah, but obviously I can't find out what they were called. Oh, Tar were another really good band on AmRep as well. Yeah, and Helmet's early stuff was on there. Yeah, but yes, I'll remember it. It's the moment we finish recording, I'll remember what the fucking thing was called. And I go, oh yeah, Ugly American Overkill. That was it.
A Big Black.
I don't know whether that was a series or one
of
of them. Yeah, they did. Yeah. I was listening to that as well today. Racer X. I was listening to Racer X.
Good record.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. So Bastards, Monticello or Monticello, well worth getting. If you do ever buy it on vinyl, though, beware of the back cover because it's quite disturbing.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not going to go into any details, but man, once you've seen it, the image is etched on your fucking brain forever.
I shall have a look at that. I suspect that pig fuck as a genre, whilst I've never come across it before, I suspect that would be
that was a new one on me.
Yeah.
Pig fuck.
I suspect that would probably be a genre that would be found butthole surfers as well, because I get the impression
quite possibly
that they're similar. So I might give that a listen.
Yes, it's very good, very good.
Okay, so that's our places.
Excellent.
Some interesting places.
We are at the end, yes, and that is our places. We should have got a map. No, that's just boring because that'd be a whole map, and there'd be fucking 10 destinations of this. That's a stupid idea. I'm not even going to entertain that anymore.
So, top 5 or 5 records we're listening to currently.
Yes. So I go first this time.
First, yeah.
I love currently LPs. I love Grail Guard. Still No Future. You would fucking love this. It's proper hardcore political punk rock.
Okay.
Sounds like Conflict as sung by a British Asian Muslim from Birmingham.
Okay.
And he's great. And there's lots of choruses that go "fuck you, fucking fascist" and things like that. So, which is really good. I've also been listening to the reissue of Ghetto Dub by Bim Sherman. I've been listening to Love 713 by Flower, which was released on Touch and Go. That became from listening to. I was doing a lot of listening to Shellac.
All right.
Because I did an Instagram video and. I'm pretty sure. And Steve Albini played on and produced the Flower LPs. Flower was a guy called Pete something who played in. He played in Rifle Sport back in the day and made some solo albums of Flower, and they were fucking great. Then Sub Zero by Kevin Richard Martin, aka The Bug, which is really good. And I really love the new Peaches LP, No Lube, So Rude, which is absolute filth from start to finish.
I can imagine.
Absolutely hilarious. Yeah. And has a line about has a line about fisting that actually made my eyes water.
You weren't trying to
yes.
emulate where the lyrics were on about.
Not at all. It was just like the way she went fisting something right up into the tissue, and I was like,
oh dear.
I clenched, my eyes watered, and I think I might have gone, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that.
You've regressed again.
I did regress, yes.
Okay, my albums that I'm listening to this week, Erg, Mandy, Indiana, 2026.
Very good.
This one.
Very good LP.
Also from 2026, re-release of the album Backwards from 2015. Double red splattered vinyl, expanded edition, coil, I'm afraid. Brilliant.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Say no more.
2004's album.
Had to get them in somewhere, didn't we?
They just released it. It only arrived this week, and it's very fantastic.
Yeah, if you say so, mister.
Craig Armstrong's album Piano Works from 2004 is sublime. Also from this year, Blackwater Holy Lights, a new album, Not Here, Not Gone.
Oh, yes.
Heavy and
yes, I've listened to that. Fucking great album. Yeah, I like that.
And I've also been listening this week for some reason to Tangerine Dream's Rubicon from 1975, which is
get you fucking old hippie. You fucking old hippie. This is a fucking Tangerine Dream.
Where's Night Road to Cairo? It's a brilliant album, you know.
Here comes a boat on the
I'm surprised that Madness hitting the list there, but hey ho, it's everyone to their own.
Yeah, I just felt they needed a bit of love, because you know they have got to this point where they're not quite a cabaret band, but they kind of rolled out a couple of times a year and do a few gigs and everything. Yeah. And I do think that, you know, the brilliance of those singles is overlooked.
Didn't they have their own mini festival for a while, Madstock or something?
Madstock, that's right.
Stopped?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it for a long time.
No, I think it might well have done. Yeah. They do. Suggs had a Instagram channel where he used to pick his favourite records. He had a big load of records. He used to pick all his favourite records, talk about his favourite records for a while. But it doesn't seem to pop up on my feed at the moment.
He pops up on TV from time to time, kind of interviews and stuff he's doing.
Okay. Must always, as always, give a shout out to our friends in America. Greatest playlist ever. The second best podcast in the world about music. DJ Substance, Brooklyn Pete, and Robin, the Girl Wonder. That could be her.
They might pick that up.
Yeah, although she could be gender neutral, so that would be a bit of a Robin the person wonder, Robin the non-binary wonder. I don't know. Yeah, so
difficult territory. You talk about quicksand. You're stepping into it now.
Oh God, I do. It's a fucking minefield, isn't it? You know, it is a minefield. I got told off on. I did an Instagram video about the Last Dinner Party, because I really like the Last Dinner Party. And I wasn't sure of the genders, etc. And I mentioned on there, you know, I apologise if I've kind of misgendered anyone. And someone actually said, "You fucking woke," you know, and gave me grief, because I thought, well, I'm only being polite. You know, I know it's a minefield, and it's very easy to you know to say the wrong thing. And I'm very wary of it.
Everybody is just a fraction of a millimetre away from personal offence these days.
Yeah.
So you do need to. You can do one of two things. You can either be sensitive and careful and get accused of being woke, or you can just steamroller through as you used to when you're in your 17 and upset everybody as you go along.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bugger for upsetting everybody, but I can find I can upset more people by being woke.
It's a much more satisfying feeling.
It is very much more satisfying. It is very much more satisfying. I think we're kind of we're of that generation where we've always tried to be, from punk. You know, it's natural for us to try or to be woke, I suppose. Yeah. Before woke was woke, you know. we're always been aware of people and people's feelings. And
This punk was about equality and egalitarianism
Absolutely,
and fairness and justice. And I think the whole woke as a pejorative term it's a bit weird, because the opposite of being woke,
it's bullshit,
the opposite of being woke is being asleep or unconscious, isn't it?
yeah, it is quite ridiculous. I mean, I'm just, to me, their definition of woke is just someone with empathy.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
So I'm like, fuck off.
I did see a T-shirt. I don't know if it was a Guardian T-shirt or something. It says, "Oh, was it a Sleaford?" It was a Benefits T-shirt, I think.
Benefits.
Yeah.
Yes, I used to have it. Lefty woke shite. But I put on weight. I couldn't fit in anymore. So I need to. I was going to buy another one on in extra large because I do love Benefits, and it is a great T-shirt.
But you're no longer a pipe cleaner.
No, I'm far from it. Far from it. I'm kind of the size of something that might block the drain. I'm kind of like a fatberg.
I bought a T-shirt when I was in India, and the guy says, "Oh, you want 3 times extra large?" I said, "Fuck off!" But the Indian physique is so slight that yes, it turned out 3 size extra large. The only piece of clothing I've ever owned that's more than large, I hasten to add. But I got a 3 times extra large T-shirt that fits me.
Oh yeah, I had to sell all my large T-shirts and go back. I always wore extra large T-shirts. And then I just put on fucking weight all of a sudden. I lost loads of weight because I used to run all the time, and I was wearing larges, and then I hurt my knees and my leg, so I haven't run for about a year,
right.
and I've put on weight, and I'm back on extra large T-shirts now. So for fuck's sake, The other day I can't remember those you I was talking to. I swear my fucking scales are broken.
You did say your scales are broken.
According to them, I think he said I've put on 2 stone. And I'm like, I fucking haven't.
Have you gone back to your scales again to see whether it's still reading that level of weight gain?
No, I don't go near them. But every time I go in the bathroom, I look at them and tell them to fuck off.
You look at them with scorn.
Yeah, fuck off, you scale bastards. How dare you tell me I've put on loads of weight? Because I fucking haven't. You fucking woke scales. You woke scales. Fuck off.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm never standing on you.
I can imagine you having conversations with your scales. I think it's a sad indication of your decline of mental health.
God, you're not fucking kidding. Anyway, I think we've covered everything now. We've been around the world, and I can find my luggage. So yes,
Lisa Stansfield, wasn't it? Yeah, just trying to think.
Been around the world now.
Yeah, God.
I can't find my luggage.
We got some pop music in right at the very end. Excellent.
Yeah, we did. That should
came from back from India. It was an hour and a half between landing at Heathrow before baggage came off on the carousel.
Fucking
hell. Welcome to the UK. Fucking rubbish.
Lost.
No.
Wankers. They probably looked at you and thought he looks like a fucking lefty. We'll go through his fucking luggage. Wipe our arse on his clean T-shirts.
Well, 3 times extra large, fat cunt.
Yeah. I'll give it a good old wipe on that one.
Ah, dear. Right, definitely. That's it.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Oh, he's got his little boy to do it again.
Thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll see you soon with the next episode of Music is None of Our Business.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Bye.